Hey, Mackie Kyle here today, and I've got a question for you. How's your work ethic? Do you have a lousy work ethic? Well, did you know that we actually can find some examples, some great examples of a work ethic from the lowly ant? And I wanted to read just a piece of scripture to you and then share with you some information that I found that Jim Rohn wrote about what we can perceive and take from the example of the lowly ant. And just the quick verses of scripture, this is from Proverbs 6 through 11. Go to the ant, O sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. Without having any chief, officer, or ruler, she prepares her bread in summer and gathers her food in harvest. How long will you lie there, O sluggard? When will you arise from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, and a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man. So Jim Rohn, it was actually a piece that I found on the internet that he wrote about the ant and what we can learn from the lesson from the lowly ant. The first thing that he said that we can learn is ants never quit. He said they climb over, they climb under, and they climb around, but they keep looking for another way. How many times have you given up on something after the first attempt or the second attempt? This is especially true for folks trying to build a business in the internet marketing space. I can't imagine how many people throw up their hands after just the least amount of difficulty that they encounter. And certainly I find myself dealing with frustration as well, and finding that I have to dig deeply inside to find the resolve to keep plugging on. But I heard a recording a few weeks ago, and the person on the recording said, at what point when you were a child learning to walk did you give up learning how to walk? I thought, wow, I didn't give up learning to walk. I didn't stop until I learned to walk. And I heard another recording, and the guy said, at what point did you give up learning how to write in school? Well, I didn't give up learning how to write. I practiced writing until I could learn to write, and I practiced walking until I could learn to walk. So it is within any endeavor that we seek to achieve. We just need to keep after it until we do it and we make it happen. So again, ants never quit. So that's the first thing that Jim Rohn says is important from their example. The second thing is they said that ants think winter all summer long. He said that's an important perspective. You can't be so naive as to think summer will last forever. So ants are gathering in their winter food in the middle of the summer. So he said from this we see that ants keep a longer timeline and focus when they are working. Too often our sights are set far too short. The ant is preparing and planning for a time that is 6 or 7 months away. However, we are usually ready to quit after a week. So again, seeing long term, to build a successful business online or a successful brick and mortar business, it takes weeks and months and years to build a successful business. And you can't throw up your hands after 2 days and run home with your tail between your legs, because you're not going to be successful. The third example that the ants give us is that ants think summer all winter long. He said this is important because the ants think this won't last long, we'll soon be out of here. And he said we also see that ants keep things in all perspective, and that is, if this is a difficult time in your life, this is a season, and this season is not going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. So winter is not going to last forever. Summer is going to be here again. And the same thing in your life and the experiences that you might be going through right now. It's a season. It's not going to last forever, and you've got to maintain that perspective so that you don't despair and give up. And finally, the fourth thing that Jim Rohn says that we can gather from the ant is how much will an ant gather during the summer to prepare for the winter? The answer to the question is all he possibly can. What an incredible philosophy, the all you possibly can philosophy. Finally, we see that the ant is all in. He's all in. The ant flat out does all he possibly can to prepare. So when you seek to build something, to achieve something, do you just half-heartedly go after it? And if you do, you're destined for failure. You might as well just give up right now and go do something else. Go watch television or do something else that's less demanding. But if you want to achieve true success, you need to be committed long term, and you need to go all in. Do whatever it takes and be all in. All in. So these are the 4 major lessons or examples that we can gather from the lowly ant and incorporate these in our work ethic. So again, I hope that you found these to be of great value. Again, this information was written by Jim Rohn, and I'm sure you can Google that, Jim Rohn and Lessons of the Ant, and find that on the internet and read the article in its entirety. But again, this has been Mackie Kyle, and remember the ant. And above all else, I wish you great success.